I love the talk we had last week where we touched on TikTok Shop, and I know you know a lot about it. You work at an agency that kind of are a few of the ones that kind of access the whole system and everything around it. But so yes, I thought we could just talk about TikTok Shop, why it's booming, how to set it up, all about TikTok Shop basically. But first, I'd love to give you a few minutes just to give you kind of share an intro view. I know you work with performance marketing for many years, so you handle a few millions dollars in budget and run on Meta, TikTok, so you know that space very very well. But yeah, feel free to give us a mini intro.
Yeah, I mean, I work with like performance marketing since I started working editing. So like for my whole career, I have been focused on like generating good returns for the clients. I love the agency space. I would never replace an agency with an in-house because like when you work with an agency, it just gives you so much more opportunities to like work with like very, very diverse businesses. And like working in-house, it's like just one business and you're trying to scale it to its maximum potential, which also has its challenges and fun things. But in an agency, like you work with like 50 plus brands in like a couple of years, and it really helps to understand how is e-commerce evolving. And I think that's one leverage that agencies have. We have so much more data and so much more insights compared to like in-house teams. And that's why companies usually hire us at the first place. And yeah, as you said, currently I manage like over $1 million in spend every single month. And I don't know how much has it been since I started working in performance marketing. So yeah, it's a lot. And performance marketing has a lot of challenges. I mean, as it name says, it's based on performance. So every single month you need to battle with all the challenges that may arise. And you definitely need to just kind of be at your top level all the time, because every single month you need to review your performance and to fix what's not working and to find new ways to generate revenue for your clients. So it's very challenging, but that's part of my personality. I just enjoy that. So some people are like in agencies for like a couple months, maybe a year, and then they just I cannot do that. It's too hectic. But yeah, I enjoy that. I thrive in that kind of like environment.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. But to kick it off, like, could you, and for me too, actually, but before every brand's out there, could you just give like what is TikTok Shop? Just to give like a mini brief of it. I'd love to hear.
TikTok Shop is a brand new tool from TikTok. TikTok is kind of evolving their advertising platform. So when they started, they tried to replicate Meta in just like paid ads kind of space. And I think that they did a pretty good job. A lot of businesses are already advertising on TikTok actively, and it's providing a solid value for the brands. However, right now, TikTok is moving into a whole new direction, and they practically launched a whole new product, which will work in symbiosis with like paid advertising, but still it's a different team, it's a different product, it's a different development path for them. And practically what TikTok Shop provides to the customers, the end consumers, is like a safe and very easy shopping environment, something like Amazon. Instagram also has that. There is an Instagram shop, but I think that like Meta did not invest so much time and effort into developing that. So it's kind of a side product for Meta, not their main star. But what TikTok does right now is that they're investing a lot in like making TikTok Shop the next big thing in marketing. And I think that like they are on a very good path to do so. So we are very excited. Obviously, as you mentioned, my agency Grow Mojo is one of the only 30 partners out there in the world. So practically it's a beta partnership program. So not a whole lot of agencies got in, but we did because we started working with TikTok way, way, way before, when TikTok just kicked off advertising pre-COVID times I'm speaking about. So it was like at very early stages, and we have a very solid partnership with TikTok. So practically right now we have privileges to explore all the beta features, and also we have a lot of insights into data, and we know where to kick things off. Anybody can be a TikTok shop. It's not just for the partners. So practically all brands can do it. they can launch their TikTok shop. It's a pretty straightforward process, especially if you have like a Shopify or WooCommerce, or like similar, I would say flagship e-commerce platforms. They all have integration with TikTok shop. So it's like just it's all about submitting your documentation so TikTok knows that you're not a scam business or something like that, verifying your identity, and practically in like 5-6 steps, you can set up TikTok shop. So it's not a big deal. However, when you actually configure it and when you start doing TikTok shop, that's where fun begins. And that's where you need to know your way around in order to succeed.
Nice. And because for some of us, like for me, using TikTok in Sweden, I don't think I've seen TikTok shop, kind of the experience from the end user. I know it's available in the UK, US. What's the journey there for the end user? Like, how does it look? What's the experience?
Yeah, that's the best part, actually. Thank you for that question. So when you are an end user, you're just scrolling like you do every single day, and you watch the content that you enjoy. And then like TikTok made me buy it. That's a huge trend out there. That's even like pre-TikTok shop thing. So like people already are expecting to get inspired on TikTok, inspired about new products, amongst other things. And now when you get to see a video about the product that you really like, there is an opportunity to buy that product with 2 simple clicks. You just click on the call to action button, you're immediately on the TikTok sponsored product page, and you check out instantly. And what that provides the end user is like credibility, because they know that they are purchasing with TikTok, and TikTok is guaranteeing for the sake of their money, and they are guaranteeing that like the actual product will arrive. So it's not a scam. You cannot be a scam and be on TikTok shop. And it's a seamless experience. A lot of brands actually struggle to convert people on their landing pages, and that's part of the solution that TikTok offers. We all know that like it's very hard to achieve conversion rates that you see on Amazon on your native website. And it's same thing with TikTok shop. We do see that TikTok shop has much higher conversion rates than Shopify landing pages. And kudos to all the businesses who figured out how to convert people successfully on the pages. There are many that do, but still a lot of the businesses struggle in like low ones when we speak about conversion rate, and that's something that TikTok shop can actually solve. So for end user, it's a very seamless journey. You watch the video, you like what you see, click 1, click 2, and you bought the product. It will be shipped in the next couple of days. And then for the businesses, again, they made a very good system for like handling the orders. It's all synced with Shopify. Your product names and descriptions are synced with Shopify. Your inventory is synced with Shopify. So you don't have to worry about like selling something that's out of stock, etc. So it's a very good experience for both end user and the company.
Nice. But so what conversion rates can you expect if you would run this on TikTok shop compared to like a classic Shopify landing page, or I guess Amazon?
Yeah, it heavily depends on the industry, and it heavily depends on the product itself. I think that like products which are thriving right now on TikTok shop are actually like up to $150 products, because in the United States, like spending $100, it's not a big deal for end consumer. People are buying that without kind of any deep thinking. It's more like an impulsive buy, and that's what TikTok is great. It's great to like get you in the mood and just like transfer the vibe of the product to you as an end consumer, and then you can snap and instantly buy something. And that's what's really good. When you speak about conversion rates, TikTok shop conversion rates are much closer to the Amazon conversion rates, around 5-6%, 4.5%. But again, it will of course heavily depend on your product and your industry. While I would say that like most Shopify websites sit around 1.5 to 2%, and that's considered to be a good conversion rate. There are some great ones with like 4s, but it's not so common, and it's not easy to achieve because there needs to be a lot of work and investment behind the scenes in order to get your website to convert like that.
Mm. But you don't think the risk could be that TikTok shop takes revenue from the organic Shopify? Like if you think of the brands out there, like they don't want to end up being too dependent on TikTok shop.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, you're right. I think there is not a risk because TikTok Shop and TikTok in general is actually providing you with an opportunity to get incremental revenue, not to replace your Shopify website. It's more about like exploring whole new audiences. Again, I will just compare it with Amazon. Like there are people in the United States who will buy strictly from Amazon. They will never go to other website to buy anything. They are Amazon buyers and they will buy products off from Amazon. So you cannot really convert those people into Shopify users. They will always be on Amazon, and it's very similar. So TikTok is providing you with a chance to like get some people who will never buy from you outside of TikTok. And I think it will just be a habit for people. Like it will develop a certain behavioral pattern for people. Like when I like the product, I will just buy directly on TikTok because it's so easy for end consumer. As I said, it's like 2 clicks. You don't need to scroll around. You see all the most important info. And then like on the other side, like all product pages out there on TikTok Shop are similar. So people know what to expect, where to look, how to buy without worrying about any potential issues in the process. So I think that like there is no fear that TikTok will steal your Shopify customers. I think it's more about finding new customers, brand new customers. And then over time through email marketing, of course, email flows, and other like post-purchase experience channels, you can definitely maintain contact with these audiences and just get them to convert next time maybe on your Shopify. So it's definitely like providing you an opportunity to like just get somebody who never bought from you.
So get like new customers.
Exactly.
Getting new customers kind of the end goal here.
Exactly. And I think in 2024, and I know that like most of the e-commerce owners will agree with me, in 2024, it's all about CAC. It's all about acquiring a new customer. And then if you know your marketing, you will definitely be able to maintain that good relationship. And of course, quality of product needs to be there, needs to be spot on for people to come back. But the biggest struggle is like acquiring a new customer. Once you do that, especially if you're, let's say, in beauty, you know, like those products, customers will run out of those products pretty fast. So like if you have that recurring purchase ability and like if you can upsell with ease, then for you it's mostly about acquiring a brand new customer, and that's where TikTok Shop can be a tremendous help.
Nice. And so I'm guessing because TikTok is all about entertainment, content, and all that, do you have to think about that then when you set up these shows on TikTok? Like, what do you think about the content part? Like, have you any experience, insights on what works?
Exactly. Yeah. Very good point. So TikTok is all about content, something closest to YouTube. You know, when you go on YouTube, you just want to watch videos and you're not there to buy anything initially. You're there to watch videos. On Instagram, it's a different story. On Instagram, you go out to find out what's happening with the people you actually know. You're mostly about the people you follow and the brands you follow. Now, you're not necessarily there to explore new things. And then, of course, some good ad will pop up and you will definitely convert. But on TikTok, it's all about exploring. People go on TikTok to find out what's happening out there in the world. TikTok is connecting people from different places, from different cultures. And people go on TikTok to consume the content. And that's what brands need to nail in order to sell on TikTok. It even doesn't matter if you're doing ads to your Shopify or TikTok Shop ads, it's still the same point. Your content needs to feel organic to the platform. And that's true for every single platform. If you're on Pinterest, you need to feel native to Pinterest. If you're on Instagram, it's very hard to like copy paste your ads. Like a lot of the times I've seen brands trying to port over their successful ads from Instagram and to get them to work on TikTok. It's very hard. I don't say impossible because I have seen some examples, especially now with Reels being a bigger thing on Instagram than ever. There are some videos that can work on both places, but overall, people have totally different expectations when they go on TikTok, when they go on Instagram. Just one fun comparable, on Instagram, roughly 65 to 70% of content is watched without any sound. On TikTok, it's vice versa. So on TikTok, like 75, 80% of content is watched with sound, which just proves how much people care about what they're seeing at TikTok. So your videos needs to feel very organic, not salesy, not pushy. So a lot of the brands are making this mistake in all channels, not just TikTok, like in email marketing, in all channels. Brands are just trying to sell, sell, sell. It doesn't work like that. You need to build a relationship with the community and with your customers. So the point is for you to provide actual value of your products. And then you can do that, of course, by yourself, or you can do that with the help of creators and other influencers. Doesn't matter if they're micro influencers or like some big names, but still you need to provide value. You need to solve problems for people, and then you can expect them to actually buy your products. It's not just about pushing offers or just about being too salesy and speaking about your brand all the time. Brand is something that needs to be developed over time, but your content needs to be educational. It needs to provide real value for the customers in order for them to buy. And that's something that brands need to nail on TikTok, especially because it's so like all about the content. It's very important to have videos which will be engaging enough, especially in those first 3 seconds. Speaking about hook rate, like you need to stop the thumb, because like people are scrolling miles of feeds every single day, and you just need to stop them from scrolling. Once you nail that part, then you need to provide value throughout the whole video for them to be able to convert. And that's also another good comparable, because on Instagram Reels, for example, we see that average watch times sitting around 5-6 seconds, while on TikTok, our average watch time for our ads is like double that. We are usually able to have people stick around for 10-12 seconds, and that's practically usually 40-45% of an ad, which is huge, because if that's average, then those like best audiences are actually watching the whole video, which is amazing. And that drop off from 25% to 100% of the video, it's much less significant on TikTok compared to Reels. And I think that's the value. You can really educate the people about your product on TikTok.
Nice. And regarding then these hooks, because obviously those are important, and I'm sure you don't know the secret sauce exactly to create the perfect hooks, because that hook needs to be changed every day, and you never know what type of content that works on TikTok. They don't even know sometimes, I'm sure, because it's based on the algorithm. But do you have any, like, if you think of the brands out there, maybe they're running it in-house or using another agency, what kind of recommendation do you give them? Do you give them on like structure/tactics on how to test to become better at creating these hooks? Like, is it to work with a bunch of creators, or is it just test in a certain way? Like, what's the kind of, I don't know, the structure of finding the better hooks that actually works?
Yeah, I mean, on TikTok, you need to find very good balance between quantity and quality. So on TikTok, you will achieve the ad saturation and ad fatigue much faster than on any other platform. TikTok is a very demanding platform in terms of content. You need to provide it and to feed the algorithm with new content every single day. For testing the hooks, I would say go with the free way, literally. So go on the platform by yourself and start seeing what creators are doing, because if it's succeeding for them, it should succeed for your brand. Of course, you're researching inside of your industry. You can see what competitors are doing, and then just start testing by posting on TikTok on your organic profile. Because sometimes if you can successfully get the video to go viral organically, that's it. That's your perfect hook for paid ads as well. So I know that a lot of brands are struggling with budget. I mean, budget is the most common topic in performance marketing. And of course, always we are pushing clients to invest more for the reason of like having more data to analyze. And then clients are often reserved because, of course, there are a lot of challenges and economics is not looking so great right now, etc. But focus on what you can do. So what you can do is do a research on like what's working right now. For example, at one moment of time, 3 reasons why was the best hook out there. Here are 3 reasons why this, here are 3 reasons why that. Right now, we see that dropping off. And it's all changing environment, all time changing. So you definitely need to like put up your sleeves and start researching, because just by watching the content, you will get to know what's really working right now, and follow the trends always. Try to be early bird in every single trend. So if one day you're scrolling your For You page on TikTok and you see that like one particular sound is repeating like more than 3-4 times in like span of 1 or 2 hours. That's the next big thing. So try to like see how you can apply that trend or sound to your advertising, because that's what people are looking for on TikTok. If it's working organically, it should work for your ads. Of course, not every single trend can work for every single brand. That goes without saying. But still, point is, you need really to understand how our customers behaving. And it's all about like doing research and testing. You don't need millions of dollars per month to test a lot of ads. Like ads can be tested with like $100, $150. I mean, it really depends on your CPA. But like usually, like if your CPA on advertising platform is like $30-40, you can test the ad by like investing 3 times the CPA, and that should be enough. Or as I said, you can post organically and try to see what will go viral, or at least like half viral. It doesn't have to have 100 million views, but like if it stands out from the crowd, that's your hook. Because like if you're posting every 2 days on TikTok and you usually get like 1,000 views, and then one single video gets to 50,000 views, that's not insanely viral, but it's still, you can see the trend. Hey, this does not belong to the rest of my videos. This is good. That's how you want to identify potential winning hooks, and then you just test and measure. And it's all about like finding a really good balance, as I said, between quantity and quality. Because one good ad, or let's say a couple of good ads on Facebook, you can scale them forever practically. I have a couple of ads on one account where I spent more than $5 million in 2023, and they still work. On TikTok, that will almost never be the case. Even if you have the best ad in the world, very quickly, couple of weeks in, or 2 months at most, you will start to see ad fatigue, because TikTok is actually punishing you for not publishing new ads. TikTok wants you to constantly experiment with your content, and that's very important, because TikTok, as I said, is all about the content.
Yeah, that's one of my questions was actually, what's the kind of the minimum budget you can go for to see some results? But then you said 3 times your CPA.
Yeah,
that's kind of enough. And then it's all about testing. I love that you can just test yourself honestly, just on your own TikTok and organically, just to see what kind of spikes do you get and kind of repurpose that and use it. But then you kind of need, like, if you have a social media manager or someone working with influencers, they should just be on TikTok kind of like every day, constantly consuming it and kind of recording everything in a way and monitor what's working and what's, the songs, trends and everything. Yeah, that's time consuming. I guess it's important, especially in the beginning. But if you can give us an idea of, because TikTok Shop is obviously connected to this affiliate program where creators are connected. What's the price commission structure? What can you expect? Tell me a little more about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the I think maybe the biggest feature of TikTok Shop is the affiliate program. So like TikTok Shop actually provides you with an opportunity to work directly with TikTok creators. And the whole collaboration happens inside a native TikTok platform, which obviously solves some issues. And most of those issues are related to attribution, and that's where TikTok Shop is also immensely helpful. And I will talk about that in a bit. But what happens on TikTok is that you can literally do a research of different creators. You can see their past results. You can see what trends are they using and are they a good fit. And you can open up the affiliate program and like invite people in, or you can search for creators and then ask them to work with your brand. So it works both ways. And what's really great about that affiliate program is that you literally get insights from direct results that those affiliates created. And it's a risk-free for brand, because you're setting up a commission, you're not paying anything in advance. And that's like a parallel compared to, let's say, influencers, because you need to pay something. Usually there are some commission-based relationships, but usually you're paying, get the content, and then nobody knows what will happen. And it's a great channel, don't get me wrong. Like I use influence marketing on a large scale every single month, but it's kind of demanding an investment upfront. While affiliate program on TikTok, it's offering you a chance to actually set up a bounty, a fee, a commission that affiliates will be paid, and it gets anywhere from like 5% for like high-end products to like 25-30% for like cheaper products up to $100. It's usually like, I would say 10% probably, roughly. That's like the
Average.
middle point. Yeah, that's the average for like products. And then you practically know, okay, I ship out the product, and that's actually the only guaranteed cost that you will have. You need to ship out the product in case it's not a digital product. But if it's a physical product, you just need to ship it out to the creator, and they will promote it. And then the creator really wants to do a good job if he wants to make any money. He, she, doesn't matter. But the point is the same. Like, creator will not get paid if they don't generate sales. And even if they don't generate sales, they still created a video. They will get like a couple thousand at least views, and that's free brand awareness for you. So it's a win-win situation either way. But if they generate sales, then they will get paid a commission. But that really helps with like a financial health of your e-commerce, because you can know, okay, I can set my CPA in advance and it will be fixed there. So I know that I will pay, if my product is like $50 and I'm paying 10% commission, I know that like my CPA, if I generate any sales, will be $5. And that's it. I'm not paying a penny more. And that really helps with like planning budgets, sales, etc. And that can be a great channel. And right now, majority of revenue generated on TikTok Shop is generated through affiliate program, which I think is like partially because like brands are still not 100% sure about TikTok Shop, so they still haven't started doing paid ads for TikTok Shop on a large scale. But I think that will change very soon.
Yeah, and if they would, as an example, if a creator would run that ad, talk about the products, get the commission, and no sales, but maybe like 50K views or like a lot of views, could the brand then reuse that specific content and then run it as a different ad? Or how does that, like, do you have the content rights?
Yeah, if that's a very smart way to approach it. You don't get the content rights immediately, but you can see, oh my God, this is generating a lot of engagement. Maybe it's not converting so well, but maybe if I pair it up with a different product or with a different landing page, maybe I can experiment. Or maybe I can just run it as a reach ad and get a lot of eyes on my product and then convert those people lower in the funnel. I think that's a very smart way to approach it, and that's definitely what we recommend. Like when you, that's also like one way to do, let's get back to the hooks, one way to do free creative testing, because like all of those creators will be posting about you, and you can see which videos are creating traction for you, either if it's like traction in terms of sales or traction in terms of like, oh my God, this is getting a lot of positive or negative comments maybe. So you can learn about how audience is thinking, and learning is actually what propels growth. In order to grow, you need to learn constantly about your products, brand, and about your customers. So I think that's a very smart way to utilize that. And just to get back to attribution, attribution is like, I think, the most spoken about topic in e-commerce world in the last couple of years, since iOS 14.5 basically. And like everybody struggles with knowing what drives the sales. And that's one thing where TikTok Shop is actually spot on, because compared to when you send your people to the website, then you need to rely on the Pixel and Conversion API or Events API, how it's called on TikTok, to literally like get your insights about what people are doing on your website. And it's never, not even close to 100% accurate. And then e-commerce brands know what I'm speaking about. Like you will get a lot of overlapped purchases from other platforms. And that's what TikTok Shop is actually solving, because it's all merged and you can literally have 100% attribution. And I've been testing this, and I'm saying it with certainty. The number of sales you see in your campaign equals the number of sales that you see in your TikTok Shop Seller Center. It's 100% accurate, and you get all the data. And that, for us marketers, that's a dream. And that also goes for affiliate program, for like affiliate marketing in general, which is a huge thing out there, of course. Biggest fear of affiliates is that I will not get the credit for all the sales I generate, or biggest fear for brands, this affiliate code or link will be over-reported and I will be paying more than this affiliate deserves. It's a constant battle between those two. But then on the TikTok Shop, all this attribution is happening automatically. Last click gets the credit, and that's it. So you cannot mess up there, and it's all automatic. So it's like concern free for both affiliate and the brand, which is a huge thing.
Nice. And just so I understand kind of the structure of or the breakdown of TikTok Shop, you have TikTok Shop, and then you have like, you can do it organically, you can run ads, and you can do affiliate. Is that so?
Exactly. Good breakdown. So like right now, there is zero reason for any brand not to be on TikTok Shop, because you can always sell organically. As I said, you can have one very good organic video which actually went viral. Maybe you will get 500,000 views. Why would you not tag your product on that video? Because probably out of 500,000 views, you will get some sales, and it's free. Like TikTok Shop, it doesn't cost. Of course, there is like a fee, but that there is a fee on Shopify, there is a fee on Amazon, there is fee everywhere. Of course, the platform will get a percentage of your sale, but still, those sales would not happen because there is no call to action button on that viral video. And if you are posting every day or twice a week or 3 times a week, and you should be, believe me, there is a strong chance that some of your videos will actually go viral. And then if you have the product tag on that video, you will generate sales 100%. And for that reason, like, being on TikTok Shop is a no-brainer, and you can test it that way for free. And then of course there are paid advertising, which is like a standard TikTok ads that we are doing for like years and years. But now just without, instead of like leading people to the landing page on Shopify website or anywhere else, you are having people stay within TikTok and buying. And then it's very easy to A/B test TikTok Shop versus your Shopify and just see what drives better results. And then, of course, numbers will tell. Data don't lie. And then there is a third way, and that's affiliates, which is, again, kind of risk-free channel for you to try and explore. And then maybe you will start with organic, then see if there is a potential for TikTok Shop, then you switch to affiliates, and then only then you invest in paid ads. And that's usually the process that we actually suggest to our clients. Like, don't get invested immediately. Don't put a lot of money there, because like, I spent 30-something minutes speaking about TikTok is great, and it is great, but of course it's not ideal, it's not perfect. I'm not offering like chocolate for free. It's not like ideal world where everybody will make millions of dollars. There is a lot of struggles, and it's not easy to produce enough content. It's not easy to find the winning audience, etc. But again, we are doing it with success, so it's not impossible, most definitely.
What are the biggest misses that you've seen with brands now running TikTok Shop? We're like, any mistake, one or two of the biggest mistakes that anyone should just avoid because you already experienced it, like the biggest mistakes.
Yeah,
what have you seen? The
biggest mistake, like usually brands will already have, they will already have like Meta ads running, because like Meta is just a vastly more popular channel for selling. And we at our agency, we never tell you, hey, just shift your budget from Meta to TikTok. No, it doesn't work that way. Biggest mistake is like going on TikTok too slow. And I'm not saying too slow in terms of budget. Budget is one variable, of course, but going too slow in terms of content. You cannot go on TikTok with 2 ads and just hoping that they will perform, especially if they are not such a great fit ads for TikTok. If it's just like some solid video from Meta and you just hope, yeah, this will work on TikTok, it probably won't. And if you go on TikTok, you need to go full throttle. And again, I'm referring mostly to content. So you need to test at least with, like, let's say hypothetically, usually starting budgets on TikTok are maybe like $10, $15, $20,000. Then some bigger brands maybe kick it off at like 50, 60K. But let's pick numbers. So let's say that you are a startup e-commerce and you're just not having a huge amount of budget. You're going with like 5, 10, 15K. That's something that like startups will usually do. With like $10,000 going with like single ad or maybe 2, 3 ads, that's not good enough. It can work. I saw some examples, but it's more like fishing in the dark. So I would say really prepare the content, focus on content, try to find ways to generate more content. And there is never too much content. So like 100 videos, yeah, we will test them. Okay, it's not a problem. But like one video, it's a problem because if that doesn't work, then you need to stop. And like stopping the ads on any channel, and TikTok included, is like shooting yourself in the leg. It's just like too rough for the algorithm. It's like stopping the growth. If you are not growing, you're dying. That's it. And that's true for e-commerce. That's true on any channel, and that's also true on TikTok. So the most common mistake is just like not having enough content to kick it off. It's better to prepare, like work on content for 3 months and then start TikTok.
Yeah. And you would say like minimum or like 50, 100 plus videos is a good amount?
It doesn't have to be that extreme for like startups that I mentioned, but like having at least like 15 different ads for the first month for the algorithm to really absorb and learn, that would be ideal. And I will tell you right now, usually we don't have the ideal. Usually it works much less. But I'm just saying what's working from the best practices standpoint. I'm not saying that it's impossible to work at like 5 ads. But, the very common mistake that brands make is like they think, okay, 10 ads, that's 10 videos. I need to record 10 videos with 10 creators, with 10 different... No, it doesn't have to be. It's all about small iterations. Like you can literally like change just the hook, or change just the call to action, or change the sound, change the a lot of brands are like now generating content with like different AI voices for voiceover, because those are getting scary good. Just change the voice. It doesn't have to be a net new ad. I'm not saying like record 100 videos. I don't think that like maybe 1% of the brands out there in the world can do that. It's very hard. It's very demanding. It's very costly and time consuming. I'm not saying that, but like focus on small iterations. Just test like different hooks, or maybe different lighting, different filter, sound. You can make like out of one simple 1 minute raw video, you can probably make 10 ads. And I mean, we at the agency, we have of course, the in-house editing team, our own editing team. So we help our clients with that. But I know that like a lot of e-commerce brands are struggling with content. First thing first, you need to have an idea. If you don't have an idea, it gets very rough. So I would say focus on research. It is time consuming, but it's insanely valuable. So just focus on research, see what people out there are doing, what brands out there are doing, and then start from there.
Yeah. And I guess you could also, I know other brands are doing it, so they can just activate other creators just paying for their content piece, like €100, just to get a lot of different creatives they can then reuse. But as a final point that I would love to hear your thoughts on, and it's because I just had a call with someone else, like someone in Australia, and he was telling me about the market in China and how the whole social commerce works there. And it was basically like people could just buy directly from live shopping, and they could, in a way, get the product in like 2 hours, but everything was run through one platform, and like the fulfillment, everything was hooked there, and you could not like connect your Shopify or something. Like everything needs to be in there, and you cannot even take the customers that you got from that platform out. You cannot even put any QR codes, nothing. So everything was like in this e-commerce, which obviously is a little bit scary, I can assume, for many brands out there.
Yeah.
Do you think that risk could be there? Like I know TikTok Shop is very like come and go for it, it's FOMO. But what's your thoughts on that? Like, so because there's a risk that TikTok Shop will kind of close and not maybe do the Shopify integration in the future, and everything is just in their ecosystem. And then you kind of are very dependent, because if all the users are on the other side, it's like the only path to even get customers. What's your thoughts on that? Like, and have you heard about those kind of, worries from founders and brands?
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially in the United States right now, there is a lot of like kind of divided opinions on TikTok in general, because you know that like TikTok is now at court and stuff like that. I will not get into legal things because I just don't know anything about that. But I will say this: I don't think there is a fear that like it will become 100% closed system.
at least not in the United States, in Europe, because like just regulations in the United States about data are very strict. And right now, for any brands that have like any kind of fears about TikTok Shop and TikTok in general and data storing, I would just say that like all data from TikTok and TikTok Shop right now in United States is stored at Oracle servers. It's kind of a requirement from USA government, and like everything is stored inside the United States, and United States operatives are monitoring the data. So there is no like fear of like data theft or something like that. And I would say that like it's very hard to imagine that TikTok will be 100% closed in that like regard. Although I would say that like people who are selling on Amazon, they know that Amazon, for example, is protecting a lot of their data. You cannot export customer lists or stuff like that. So there is always a chance that like TikTok also will be kind of protective of the data, just for you not to abandon their product, not to abandon TikTok Shop and go like fully on Shopify. There is a chance. It's not happening right now. It's very open, much more open than Amazon, I would say, right now. But there is always a chance, because like with Amazon, for example, it's very limited what you see. You can only see like what Amazon gives you. It's part of the business, but still, like how much revenue is generated on Amazon, and nobody's running away from Amazon. I think it will be the same way. So I don't think it's a fear. I think it's kind of a fair trade-off, if you ask me. So of course, you're generating revenue on our platform. We get rights to your data to some extent, and you will get some as well. But I would say that like compared to Amazon, again, TikTok Shop provides much more opportunities for like moving people further down the funnel. And one more point that you just mentioned, and that's live shopping. That's something that just kicked off in the United States. It's not so popular as it is in China. I will be perfectly honest, I never worked with a Chinese brand. I don't even think they hire anybody not from China. So like they're pretty like closed system. But I will say this, live shopping has a lot of potential. I think it's a next big thing, and TikTok Shop already has live shopping integrated. The reason I have not spoke about it today is that like it's still brand new. So even we don't have a ton of experience for one reason only, and that's it's very time consuming. So good live that will sell needs to be at least 2 hours long. And then like from e-commerce side to get a person to do a live for like 2 hours straight at least, it can be very tricky, time consuming, energy consuming, and resource consuming, because those people, first of all, they need to be very natural and good on camera. Do you have somebody like that in your team? Maybe yes, maybe no. If you have, then they need to dedicate a lot of time to record the live. It needs to be planned. Like you cannot freestyle for 2 hours. It needs to be like well planned, and you need to be very invested. So I think live shopping is also one of the topics that we can maybe explore next time more, because I think in the future it will definitely be a huge thing. Right now it's a startup tool, I would say, and some brands use it. I see some success, but not enough for me to tell you, hey, go and do live shopping. It's 100% worth it.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's been a lot of testing back and forth the past 2 years since COVID. Yeah. And I don't think anyone is kind of seeing like huge success yet compared to like China. So, but yeah, I think now brands know a lot more, hopefully, about TikTok Shop. So let's start there and make sure that everyone tests it out. And I know it's available in the US, UK, what more markets?
I definitely available on Asian markets right now, UK, US, and it's coming to Europe very soon. I cannot speak about any dates, but I know how hard they're working on. TikTok did insane amount of hiring recently, and they're really like building the whole new sector, whole new department, and that will be for TikTok Shop. And we just work as TikTok Shop partners. We work with like highest level support inside TikTok Shop, and we just see how much they're investing there. So I think very, very soon it will come to other countries in Europe as well. And of course, yeah, it's you didn't mention it's also available in Canada. Yeah.
Wonderful. Great, Marko. This was a perfect go through of the whole TikTok Shop and why everyone should start using it. So yeah, thanks for sharing all the insights and joining the podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. It's very fun to like speak about what we do on everyday basis. I mean, of course, some of the magic we will always keep it for ourselves, but still, I'm all about sharing the knowledge, and I think that like there is space for everyone in e-commerce world. So yeah, I would definitely highly encourage the brands to try it out, especially as I mentioned, there are free ways to do so. So there is no reason for you not to do it.
Nice, great.